Judges chapter 19. And there was a man, a Levite, sojourning on the sides of Mount Ephraim. And he took to himself a woman concubine from Bethlehem, Judah. And his concubine provoked him to anger, and she went forth from him unto the house of her father in Bethlehem, Judah, and was there the days of 4 months. And her husband rose up, and went after her, to speak unto her heart, to reconcile her. And his servant was with him, and a pair of beasts of burden. And he went unto the house of her father. And the father of the young woman beheld him, and was at hand for meeting him. And his father-in-law brought him in, the father of the young woman. And he stayed with him 3 days. And they ate and drank and slept there. And it came to pass on the 4th day that they rose early in the morning, and he rose up to depart. And the father of the young woman said to his son-in-law, Support your heart with a piece of bread, and after this go. And he sat down, and both ate together and drank. And the father of the young woman said to the man, For a beginning, lodge, and do good to your heart. And the man rose up to depart, and his father-in-law forced him, and he stayed and lodged there. And he rose early in the morning on the 5th day to depart. And the father of the young woman said, Support indeed your heart with bread, and soldier until the day should decline. And both ate and drank. And the man rose up to go, he and his concubine and his servant. And his father-in-law said to him, the father of the young woman, Behold, indeed, the day is declined into evening. Lodge here, and do good to your heart, and rise early tomorrow unto your way, and you shall depart unto your tent. And the man did not want to lodge, and he rose up, and went forth, and came unto before Jebus, this is Jerusalem. And with him were a pair of beasts of burden being saddled, and his concubine with him. And they were near Jebus, and the day declined exceedingly. And the servant said to his master, Come, please, even we should turn aside into this city of the Jebusites, and lodge in it. And his master said to him, In no way shall we turn aside into an alien city, in which there is not one from out of the sons of Israel. Even we shall go by unto Gibeah. And he said to his servant, Come, for we should approach one of the places, and we should lodge in Gibeah or in Ramah. And they went by, and the sun went down on them, being next to Gibeah, which is of Benjamin. And they turned aside there to enter to rest up in Gibeah. And he entered and sat in the square of the city. And there is not a man bringing them into the house to rest up. And behold, an old man entered from his works from out of the field at evening. And the man was from out of Mount Ephraim, and he sojourned in Gibeah. And the men of the place were sons of Benjamin. And he looked up with his eyes, and saw the journeying man in the square of the city. And the old man said, Where are you going? And from what place do you come? And he said to him, We are passing over from out of Bethlehem of Judah unto the side of Mount Ephraim. And I am from there. And I went unto Bethlehem of Judah, and I run to my house. But there is not a man bringing me into a house. And indeed straw and fodder exists for our donkeys, and indeed bread and wine exists to me, and to the maidservant, and to the servant. To your bondman there is not a deficiency of anything. And the old man said, Peace to you. Only let any deficiency of yours be upon me. Only you should not rest up in the square. And he brought him into his house, and camped his beasts of burden. And they washed their feet, and ate and drank. And they were doing their heart good. And behold, the men of the city, sons of lawbreakers, encircled the house, and knocked upon the door, and said to the man, the master of the house, the old man, saying, Lead out the man entering into your house, that we should know him. And the man came forth to them, the master of the house, and said to them, By no means, my brothers, you should not do evil indeed with this man entering into my house. You should not do this folly. Behold, my daughter, the virgin, and his concubine. But I will bring them, and you humble them, and do to them the good thing in your eyes. And to this man you should not do the thing of this folly. And the men did not want to hear him. And the man took hold of his concubine, and led her to them outside. And they knew her, and sported with her the entire night until the morning. And they sent her at the same time the dawn ascended. And the woman came in the morning, and fell by the door of the vestibule of the house of the man of whom her master was there, until of which time light shone through. And her master rose up in the morning, and opened the doors of the house, and came forth to depart into his way. And behold, the woman, his concubine, was fallen by the door of the house, and her hands were upon the threshold. And he said to her, Rise up, for we should go forth. And she answered not to him, for she had died. And he lifted her upon the beast of burden, and the man rose up and went forth to his place. And he entered into his house, and took the knife, and took hold of his concubine, and dismembered her according to her bones into 12 portions, and sent them unto all the tribes of Israel. And it came to pass, all the ones seeing said, Neither happened, nor was thus seen from the days of the ascending of the sons of Israel from out of the land of Egypt until this day. Appoint indeed to yourselves counsel concerning her, and speak.